Meghan's making it particularly worse for him. He doesn't know if she loves him still or...
Recent headlines have been buzzing non-stop about Prince Harry losing the warm, humorous image he once had ever since leaving the British royal family, leading many online observers to believe that his suffocating life alongside Meghan Markle has turned him into a completely different person. Faced with growing rumors of a rift, Meghan immediately went to the media and declared that she and her husband are very happy together, while simultaneously portraying the royal family as a place not worth returning to. In response to this situation, Princess Anne stepped forward to take on the responsibility of defending the monarchy, making the firm decision to demand the removal of all remaining titles from the couple in order to put an end to the ongoing trouble. But then Meghan abruptly revealed a different face, publishing accusations that Princess Anne herself was the person who had oppressed and discriminated against Harry during their time within the royal family. She alleged that it was Anne's cold treatment, her role in cutting off Harry's military duties, and the loss of certain property-related privileges that left him deeply resentful and ultimately drove him to leave. The accusations successfully shifted public opinion, causing audiences to direct fierce criticism and harsh attacks toward Anne. So will Princess Anne be able to restore her reputation in the face of these malicious and deceitful smears? How will a leaked handwritten letter from Harry expose the truth behind his wife's manipulation? And what price will Meghan Markle have to pay for her misguided ambitions when the royal family officially strikes back, severing all ties and blocking every possible path of return? Watch until the end to uncover the full shocking truth, witness one of the internet's most dramatic reversals of opinion, and see the bitter ending awaiting this controversial couple as they stand on the brink of divorce. At present, online communities continue to buzz with discussions about Prince Harry's gradual loss of the warm and humorous image that once defined him. These admirable personality traits were qualities the public clearly saw in him for many years, but everything changed completely after he made the decision to leave the British royal family and move away to live with Meghan Markle. This increasingly negative transformation has become a hot topic across online forums, prompting endless analyses and differing opinions from the public. From these lively discussions emerged widespread speculation that Prince Harry may not be able to endure his current life with Meghan Markle in America for much longer. Many believe that the pressure and suffocating atmosphere surrounding him will eventually force him to find a way back to his family in Britain. These waves of speculation have raised a deeply troubling question in the minds of the public. After all the damage and division, would King Charles III ever allow his second son to return to the royal family? As soon as these discussions and rumors began spreading rapidly, Meghan Markle did not choose to remain silent. Instead, she immediately took to the media to shut down rumors about instability in her marriage. She firmly declared that she and her husband are currently living a very happy life together in California. Not content with simply affirming their relationship, Meghan went even further emphatically, stating that they would never return to a place that she bluntly described as not worth going back to. This provocative statement was aimed directly at the British royal family, portraying it as a place that no longer held any value or significance in the lives of her and her husband. Ironically, Meghan's defiant remarks quickly reached the ears of the royal family. The fact that a former royal member continued to use the media as a platform to diminish the family's reputation ultimately led to an emergency internal meeting, personally chaired by King Charles III at the palace. The atmosphere throughout the meeting was extremely serious and tense, as senior royals confronted what they viewed as increasingly arrogant behavior from the Sussexes. During this internal gathering, the king decided to entrust a major responsibility to his sister, Princess Anne, tasking her with bringing this entire complicated situation to a definitive conclusion. The British royal family, united under the agreement of its senior members, made it clear that they would show no tolerance toward any media tactics employed by the Sussex household. They resolved to move forward with legal measures and official procedures to strip Harry and Meghan of all their remaining titles. The ultimate goal behind this firm decision was to permanently put an end to the constant trouble, disruption, and media controversies that the Sussexes had repeatedly brought upon the monarchy over the years. When information about this emergency meeting and the decision to remove the couple's titles leaked to the public, how would Meghan Markle respond in order to salvage her royal image? When information about the palace's emergency meeting leaked to the public, Meghan Markle fell into a state of extreme panic. She was deeply terrified that losing her remaining titles would completely destroy the royal luxurious image she had worked so hard to build and maintain for commercial purposes in the United States. Fully aware of the authority and influence held by the person entrusted with handling the matter, Meghan took the initiative to contact Princess Anne by telephone and plead with her to reconsider this harsh decision. Speaking in a desperate tone and attempting to humble herself in order to salvage the situation, Meghan begged, "Princess Anne, I sincerely implore you to reconsider and review this entire matter with greater generosity. Stripping us of all our titles at this moment is far too severe a punishment. Those titles are the only remaining connection my husband has to his roots, and we truly need them in order to continue our current work. Please find it in your heart to show some compassion and speak to the king on our behalf, so this decision can be reversed. We truly do not want things to go this far." However, all of Meghan's calculated pleas immediately ran into an icy stone wall. Unwilling to compromise in the face of what she viewed as manipulative tactics, Princess Anne flatly rejected Meghan's request without leaving even the slightest room for negotiation. After receiving this cold response from the royal princess, Meghan instantly revealed a completely different side of herself. Gone was the humility she had displayed moments earlier. Instead, she immediately published a lengthy social media post publicly attacking and accusing Princess Anne of being the driving force behind the cruel mistreatment of her and her husband ever since they had been members of the British royal family. In a post dripping with resentment and designed to inflame public opinion, Meghan wrote the following bitter accusations. "The truth must finally be brought into the light. Princess Anne has been the leading figure behind every effort to marginalize and isolate my husband and me since the very first days we entered the royal family. Just look at the cruel injustice that exists there. While Princess Anne has always gone out of her way to protect and openly favor her own children, Peter Phillips and Zara Tindall, as well as Prince William, ensuring that they enjoy every privilege available, she has consistently ignored, looked down upon, and treated Harry with cold disdain. It was Princess Anne who used her influence to pressure the royal family into stripping Harry of all the honorary military roles of which he was so proud. And her cruelty did not stop there. It was she who whispered into King Charles's ear, advising him not to grant his second son any share of family assets or authority over valuable royal properties. Princess Anne's systematic hostility and contempt pushed Harry into such profound frustration and emotional anguish that he could no longer endure it and was forced to leave the country in order to save himself. This is a cruel form of discrimination that cannot be hidden. Meghan aggressively argued on social media that Princess Anne's favoritism toward her own children, Peter Phillips and Zara Tindall, as well as Prince William, was clear evidence of an unfair and deeply flawed royal structure. According to the narrative Meghan promoted, while other members of the family enjoyed protection and royal wealth, Harry was denied every legitimate right by his own aunt, from military honors to inheritance rights involving land and property. She deliberately constructed a narrative of blame, placing the entire burden of responsibility on Princess Anne while portraying Harry as a tragic victim, stripped of everything by his own family. Her goal was to stir public sympathy and retaliate against the rejection she had received when pleading for the preservation of their titles. Meghan's post immediately triggered a massive storm of public reaction across social media platforms. pushing the relationship between the Sussexes and Buckingham Palace into a new chapter marked by turmoil, conflict, and bitterness. Faced with Meghan Markle's deceitful accusations and baseless attempts at character assassination, how will Princess Anne act to set the record straight? And how will the unexpected emergence of a handwritten letter from Harry expose the scheme orchestrated by his own wife? Following Meghan Markle's malicious and hate-filled accusations, a fierce wave of criticism from online communities immediately descended upon Princess Anne. Curious onlookers and a segment of the public who had been easily swayed continued to leave negative comments attacking the royal princess's reputation and turning her into the focal point of condemnation for what was portrayed as an unfair royal lifestyle marked by discrimination and the mistreatment of her own nephew. Faced with these baseless and malicious attacks, Princess Anne was furious at being so brazenly slandered. As a person known for her straightforward nature, unwavering principles, and absolute loyalty to the crown, she refused to allow these falsehoods to distort historical truth. Her justified anger ultimately compelled Princess Anne to formally speak out and set the record straight, exposing the entirely unfounded accusations coming from her ambitious niece-in-law. In a firm statement, she asserted that every past decision involving Harry had been based on constitutional principles and the collective agreement of the royal family, and that there had never been any personal bias or targeted mistreatment, as Meghan had claimed. Just as the public firestorm was reaching its most intense point and the heated debates showed no signs of cooling down, a completely unexpected twist occurred that overturned the entire media narrative. A former aide who had spent many years working closely alongside Prince Harry suddenly stepped forward before the public. This individual posted a valuable piece of evidence on social media, a blurry photograph of a handwritten personal note that was confirmed to have been written by Prince Harry himself in ink at his desk inside his private residence not long before. The release of this confidential handwritten letter was accompanied by direct statements from the former aide exposing what he described as the true face of the royal marriage in America. "I can no longer remain silent while Princess Anne and the British royal family are unfairly smeared by Meghan Markle's blatant lies. What you are seeing on social media is nothing more than a performance written and directed by Meghan herself in order to blame others. The truth about Prince Harry's current life is completely different from those fabricated claims of happiness. Take a close look at this photograph. These are heartfelt words written by Harry himself at his desk, and I happened to capture this image while I was still working for him. It is the clearest proof possible of who is truly oppressing and manipulating this prince's life. The appearance of the blurry photograph showing Harry's handwritten note immediately triggered an unprecedented media shockwave. Once the contents of the letter were enlarged and interpreted, the public was left utterly stunned by the painful and helpless confessions of King Charles III's younger son. In the bitter letter, Harry openly admitted the tragedy his life had become since leaving his homeland. He wrote that he had been enduring exhausting and draining days as Meghan continuously controlled and manipulated both his personal life and every major and minor decision he made. Harry confessed that he felt completely suffocated and emotionally exhausted by the endless controversies and media scandals that constantly surrounded his ambitious wife. The most heartbreaking moment of the letter came when Harry openly expressed his deep desire to return to the British royal family. In rough, uneven handwriting, he wrote about how much he missed his homeland, his family, and the peaceful life he once had. He confessed that he longed to return to the place where he truly belonged, rather than continue serving as a tool in what he described as dirty media campaigns in a foreign land. The powerful evidence provided by the former aide, combined with Harry's own deeply personal admissions, exposed a naked truth and delivered a devastating blow to the entire web of deception that Meghan Markle had spent so long constructing in an effort to smear Princess Anne and the royal family. After Harry's handwritten letter is brought into the public spotlight by his former aide, how will the reaction of the online community change? And what terrifying crisis will Meghan face as the full force of public outrage turns against her? After releasing the blurry photograph of Prince Harry's bitter and deeply emotional handwritten note, the former close aide continued making forceful public statements to the media exposing what he described as Meghan Markle's web of deception. No longer hesitant or restrained, the aide unequivocally declared that Meghan had done nothing but fabricate stories scheme behind the scenes and use manipulative rhetoric to smear the British royal family without any factual basis. In a powerful public statement, the aide revealed, "I will say it again, every accusation Meghan Markle posted on social media against Princess Anne is nothing more than a blatant fabrication. Meghan does nothing but invent false tales of suffering in order to smear the British royal family and portray herself as a victim for media gain. The truth is that no one is oppressing her. She is the one suffocating Harry's life, manipulating him, and forcing him to submit to her reckless ambitions. Every accusation directed at Princess Anne is nothing more than a cowardly act of revenge after her scheme to preserve her titles was rejected by the royal family. The moment this shocking truth came to light, it triggered an enormous shockwave that caused online communities around the world to reverse course almost overnight. The same public that had once questioned Princess Anne now began to recognize what they saw as Meghan Markle's calculating true nature. Almost immediately, internet users started revisiting a long list of past controversies involving Meghan's allegedly arrogant behavior, unreasonable demands, and mistreatment of former staff during her time inside the British palace. Old stories about her harsh treatment of aides, making assistants cry, and repeatedly issuing bizarre demands resurfaced once again, becoming what many viewed as compelling evidence of the former royal's true character. The wave of support for Princess Anne grew stronger than ever before. The public collectively praised her steadfastness, loyalty, and integrity while condemning Meghan as a deceitful opportunist willing to falsely accuse others for her own benefit. Everything completely unraveled. Meghan Markle's media tactics backfired spectacularly, plunging her into the most serious crisis she had ever faced under the relentless judgment of global public opinion. The image she had painstakingly crafted of an isolated and sympathetic woman completely disintegrated, replaced by public anger and widespread rejection. The suffocating pressure and deadlock from the outside world soon spilled into the California mansion itself, leading to a massive, explosive, and intensely heated argument between Meghan and Harry inside his office. Faced with his wife's stubbornness and her constant attempts to shift blame onto others, Prince Harry, after enduring years of suppression, finally exploded. The confrontation unfolded dramatically, accompanied by harsh words that revealed the full depth of Harry's despair. "Meghan, just shut up. Look at what you've done to my life and to my family. The aide was right. You do nothing but fabricate lies to smear my aunt and the British royal family just to satisfy your selfish ego. You are the one who pushed me into this disaster. You controlled me, manipulated me, and turned me into a puppet so you could profit from my family's name. I'm exhausted. I'm completely worn out by all these filthy controversies and endless lies. Let me make this clear. If you continue being stubborn, if you keep using these disgraceful tactics to pressure me and attack my family, I will file for divorce immediately. I will sign the divorce papers, leave this house, and walk away from everything to return home. I cannot tolerate you for another second." This explosive confrontation exposed the full extent of the irreparable fractures within the Sussex marriage. Meghan stood frozen in shock before the thunderous fury of a husband who had spent years quietly enduring and following her lead. Harry's declaration that he would divorce her and leave once and for all struck like a final blow against Meghan's pride and her remaining calculations, pushing her into a pit of despair as both the world around her and the husband standing beside her appeared to be turning their backs on her at the same time. Faced with the threat of divorce from Harry and the relentless rejection of public opinion, What will Meghan Markle do when Princess Anne and the British royal family officially issue a declaration of complete separation, cutting off every last avenue of retreat available to her? Watching her small family crumble apart amid pain, devastation, and growing hostility, Meghan Markle fell into a state of complete despair and overwhelming panic. Every carefully crafted calculation, every large-scale media strategy she had once been so proud of had now backfired completely, leaving behind nothing but a battlefield of ruins within her own home. Harry's thunderous outburst and his firm threat of divorce still echoed in her ears, delivering a crushing psychological blow that forced Meghan to realize she had truly gone too far. The husband who had long served as both a tool and the only source of status and prestige she could cling to in a foreign land was now looking at her with contempt, disappointment, and a willingness to abandon everything in order to escape her manipulation. Pain, loneliness, and a humiliating sense of failure surrounded Meghan as she watched the self-proclaimed royal career she had built collapse entirely, while her marriage stood on the brink of irreversible destruction. Her desperation was visible in every breath and every step she took through the silent mansion where the illusion of happiness had finally been stripped away under the light of truth. While Meghan Markle remained trapped in the wreckage of her own mistakes and overwhelming misery on the other side of the ocean, Princess Anne and the British royal family had decided not to give her a single additional opportunity to redeem herself or continue exploiting the situation for personal gain. Recognizing what they viewed as her deceitful nature and the immense harm caused by her systematic smear campaigns, the British royal family, under Princess Anne's decisive leadership, officially issued a firm and exceptionally ruthless statement before the international public. The monarchy declared that it would implement the strongest possible measures to permanently block every avenue of return and completely sever even the smallest remaining connection between Meghan Markle and the royal family. The palace's announcement served as a devastating blow, a fortified wall erected to isolate Meghan entirely from the royal world she had always coveted. In the official statement released by the palace, the British royal family expressed its position with unmistakable firmness, directness, and absolute unwillingness to compromise. The British royal family hereby formally declares that effective immediately, we will proceed with the highest legal measures available to remove all remaining titles and designations held by the Sussex couple, thereby permanently ending all nominal association with the British monarchy. Furthermore, the royal family has decided to completely sever ties and will permanently neither acknowledge, respond to, nor involve itself with any harmful or false information originating from Meghan Markle. Every avenue of return, every opportunity to re-establish connections, and every attempt to use the family's reputation for Meghan Markle's personal commercial interests or media campaigns has now been completely and permanently blocked. The British royal family will never tolerate defamatory conduct, opportunistic exploitation, or actions that undermine the dignity and legacy of the monarchy. This decision of total and uncompromising separation by Princess Anne and the British royal family officially extinguished Meghan Markle's last remaining hope. The forceful declaration effectively meant that she had been erased entirely from the royal elite world, becoming an outcast with no remaining value in the eyes of the international media. The tragedy of Meghan's story was that while she deliberately sought to corner others through fabricated accusations, she ultimately became the one trapped in a dead end with no escape. This ultimate state of despair was the extraordinarily high price Meghan Markle was forced to pay for her misguided ambitions, her endless lies, and her boundless arrogance after daring to challenge and betray a royal dynasty. Now faced with a lonely future, a collapsing marriage, and the cold severance imposed by the royal family, Meghan could do nothing but dwell on her suffering and humiliation in the darkness of crushing defeat. How do you feel about the actions and ultimate fates of the characters in this turbulent story? In your opinion, what deeper meaning or lesson does this story offer about loyalty and the limits of ambition in life? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also click on the next video appearing on your screen. You're going to enjoy it.